In this video, you're going to see how to transform the side of this Audi R8 with an exciting multi-layered custom design using 3M Knifeless Tape. No plotted cutouts or knife will be used. The 3M Knifeless tapes that will be used are 6mm tri-line, bridge line, and design line. After properly cleaning the application surface, the first step is to apply bridge line over any large gaps, in this case between the back fender and the upper rocker panel. Also add design line for the brake at the bottom of the door. Next up, run 6mm tri-line from top to bottom along the brake between the back fender and carbon panel. The key is to align the edge of the green tape to the body line precisely. On the curve, angle the roll at a 30-degree angle towards the inside and keep the tension uniform. Once on the straight, pull the roll and keep the tri-line at about a 10-degree angle away from the surface. The tri-line will go over the bridge line, which means that the bridge line will be cut last. Once the tri-line is set, release line 2. An easy way to do this is hold up the tri-line and cut lines 1 and 3, then pull 2. The key is to release line 2 completely. Once it's been fully released, go back to the top and pick up line 3, including the green tape. Pull it off the body just to where it goes horizontal at the bottom of the carbon panel, then reapply it. Here, it's going along the body line just above the back wheel well. Always use an application glove to seal the knifeless tape onto the surface. With the first run of tri-line set, it's time to apply the outline for the rest of the shape. Here, design line is being run along the middle body line of the back fender, and then it curves up towards the top of the tri-line. The design line will overlap the tri-line, which means it will need to be released before the tri-line. With the top side of the shape framed, now the back side is placed, again using design line. With the frame for the base layer set, wrap film is applied over the top of the knifeless tape. If the wrap film has an aggressive initial tack, avoid picking the material up and down, as this may pull the knifeless tape off the surface. Before releasing the lines, run a finger over the film and knifeless tape to ensure a tight fit. First, release the design line as it sits on top. Use standard knifeless tape techniques. Always make sure to remove the green tape that remains under the film for a full seal. With the runs of design line released, it's now time to release the tri-line. Release the line and pull to the bottom of the carbon panel. Then, once the line is fully released, remove the excess film and green tape by pulling low and away. It's very important to squeegee the wrap film onto the surface before releasing the other tri-line. Now, release the line towards the top. What's very important to notice is that on the back section, always work towards the points. This keeps them flat on the surface. Remove the excess film and green tape, then seal the wrap material onto the surface. The next step is to create the overlay piece. Using tri-line, the key is to match line 1 to the edge of the base layer. This is all about precision, so no need to rush. Slow and steady wins the race here. Pull evenly from the roll and use an application glove to seal the tri-line onto the base layer. With the tri-line in place, release line 2 just like for the first run of tri-line for the base layer. But this time, remove line 1 and the excess tape. This leaves only line 3 behind. Repeat the exact same steps for the back side. However, the only difference is the curve at the bottom is too tight for tri-line. Forcing this turn will result in the lines releasing from the green tape. To work around this, at the top of the curve, run the tri-line long and straight. Go back to the top, cut lines 1 and 3, then release line 2. This cuts the tri-line perfectly in half, which makes them more flexible. By picking each one up, they can be properly formed with no stress on the edge. The key is to butt joint the two pieces together to create perfect symmetry. Next, apply the top layer in the exact same manner, matching line 1 to the edge of the base layer. This curve is wide and mellow, so no need to release line 2 and separate the lines and butt joint. The last run of tri-line gets placed exactly the same. However, the only difference is, because it's going last, it means that it gets pulled first, so it doesn't cut through the other lines. With the outside set with the tri-line, it's very important to clean the application surface with a degreaser in order to remove any oil or dirt. Now it's time to create the 3 curved stripes that will be in the overlay. Here, 6mm tri-line is being used, but 9mm can be used as well. This solely is determined by how wide the client wants the gaps. With the first curve set, masking tape is butt joint to the edge of the green tape of the tri-line. This creates a symmetrical edge to place the next run of tri-line. Notice that there are around 6 inches of extra tri-line top to bottom. This extra tri-line helps ensure a safe release. Taking your time and repeating these steps exactly is a recipe for perfect symmetry. With all the stripes set, now it's time to apply the overlay film. Standard application techniques can be used. Be sure to save several of these scraps as they will be used later for the pulls. The first step to begin with are the curved stripes, as this was the last run of tri-line to be applied. This means they're sitting on top of the outside edges. All 3 lines can be pulled at the same time. Pull even and perpendicular. Remove the excess film, including the green tape. With the curved stripes completed, it's now time to pull the vertical tri-line, as this was applied last on the outside run. Keeping a steady pull helps the line cut cleanly. Now it's time to use the scraps. The scraps help keep the points and edges from cutting unevenly. For the point, a small piece is placed right on top of the intersection. For the stripes, a long piece is placed over the breaks. And then the line is released. The line easily cuts through both layers cleanly. No need for a thumb to hold the edges down. The excess material is removed along with the remaining pieces of scraps. Be sure to pull the green tape low and away from the edge of the overlay piece and towards the points, not away from the points. The backside can then be released. The excess material and green tape removed, then the edge is sealed. Same setup for the bottom as the top. Scrap material on top of the edges, release the line, then remove the excess film and green tape. It's key to work towards a thin strip at the bottom underneath the carbon panel. The final pull is the bridge line. Once the line is released and the green tape is removed from behind the wrap film, squeegee it into the gap for full coverage. With the main section complete, it's always a good idea to go over the entire area with a heat gun to seal all edges and check for bubbles. The final step is to create a stripe along the bottom body line of the door that matches up to the main design on the back fender. 6mm tri-line is placed on the upper portion of the door, a scrap of wrap material placed over top, and lines 1 and 3 released at the same time. This results in a 6mm stripe. The stripe is then carefully picked up and placed along the lower body line on the door and matched up to the back fender. And here is a shot of the final result. A unique custom design that flows with the body lines using a minimal amount of wrap material with no knife or plotter used. And now for the tri-line design overview. In this entire process, a knife was never used directly on the vehicle. Installers can use this technique for creating custom designs on demand. No need to make a design on the computer, plot it out, weed, and pre-mask. It can be sold as a standalone or as an upsell over a full color change wrap. And by emphasizing to the customer that no knives will be used, it's a strong selling point, especially to owners of expensive cars. It's also a way to stand out from your competition and helps increase profits. For more information on 3M Knifeless Tape, you can go to this link. And if you're interested in taking a 3M Knifeless workshop or becoming 3M Knifeless endorsed, you can click on this link. This video has been proudly produced by the Rep Institute.